Roadrunner Rundown on Bakersfield.com and the CSUB Roadrunners Digital Network.
Off the screen, Basil, 2 seconds. Basil for the win! Yeah! We're going to the NCAA tournament!
And it's a cold strike 3 over the inside corner, and Bakersfield has done it. They win the WAC championship. And over to Sydney Haynes off the block, and the Roadrunners win
Live
it.
from downtown Bakersfield, California, here's the voice of the Runners, Corey Costello.
Hey, welcome in once again to Roadrunner Rundown, the official program, CSUB Roadrunner Athletics. Corey Costello back with you this week. Thanks so much for joining us. My thanks to Gary Kerneen and Women's Soccer for taking over the program last week in my absence. And you can catch that show if you missed it online at GoRunners.com. They did a great job sort of covering all sorts of aspects from women's soccer, goalkeeping, to being a student athlete, to some of the local talent that's on their program as well. So check that out. My thanks to Coach Kerneen and the student athletes that came in last week and were able to take over the program in my absence. So good stuff. And again, it's online at GoRunners.com. I'm back this week, and it's time to get back into the show. We're going to be speaking with Paola Hernandez coming up a little bit later on the program, a senior for CSUB women's swimming, coming off a great weekend. She had 4 wins against Fresno State, 3 individual victories, and a relay win as well for the Roadrunners in that competition against the Bulldogs. So we'll talk with her about that. She's got, I think it's 9 wins already this year. So as the season sort of gets ready to kick into high gear in the month of January. So we'll talk with her coming up a little bit later on the program. Also, we're going to be speaking with McKenzie Joseph. She's the new Athletics Annual Fund Coordinator, and she is a local product coming back to Bakersfield to work at CSUB. So we'll talk with her coming up in the final segment of the program today as well. But we got a lot of highlights to get to and some scores from this past weekend. Let's roll it with men's basketball. They were at home hosting Portland State Saturday night. The Vikings, one of the best offenses in the nation, showing an early transition basket and an early lead. Teams traded everything in this game, including tough jumpers, and Arrington nets one here to put the Runners back up by 1. Portland State, though, right back at it. Here's Kaylin Robinson with the pull-up jumper. Runners, though, answering back with Dedrick Basil from mid-range. Then more ball movement from the Vikings as they're going to find a way to pass the ball like 1, 2, 3 times into the corner, and they get to 3. Vikings by 1. Then it's not the usually offensive-minded Justin Pride with the drive and finish to give the Runners the lead back, and then the Roadrunners starting to get a little separation because of this man, Damian Durham, off the bench, into the box score with his first of 7 threes in the game. He's shooting. His shooting opens up others as well. He gives Basil this one, 7-point lead with just over 11 minutes to go in the first. Next time up the floor, it's Basil back to Durham. 4-3. Runners lead by 8. They lead down to 1, though, down the stretch when Brent Rapp in transition finds Dedrick Basil. He scores 2 more of his 14 in the game. Then Durham shaking a defender, stepping back into 3-point territory and dropping another. It breaks a 31 all tie. First half coming to the close. Runners finishing strong with another layup, and they would have a 36-35 lead at the break. Second half, more offense. Jalen Arrington, 2 of his 19 on the under and over, and then Bryce Kanda on the other end for Portland State answers back, and we officially have ourselves a shootout. And when you're in a shooting contest, you need Damian Durham. That's the difference he makes. And the Runners had it. There's another 3 for him in the corner. That sparks a 15-0 run for Bakersfield as Durham scores 9 in this stretch. It wasn't much he couldn't make. How about that one? That drive and blind finish. One more look at this. Durham not even looking at the basket, over his shoulder. He gets 2 more. Runners up 8, and Arrington hits the 3 to make it 11, just like that. Then more Damian Durham. He doesn't even set his feet on this one. And it goes in. Bakersfield at 14 by this point. And then Durham's he's even making tip-ins. And how about this one? And the foul as it puts the Runners up 15 with 11:17 left. And then what about Durham back to 3-point range from the parking lot? This one goes off the rim, then off the glass for a 3. Runners back up by 15. Then again, after a Portland State layup, it's Durham from the corner. Runners by 16 with 8:42 remaining. Inside of 5 minutes to play is Jalen Arrington would hit this 3-pointer. This would be the last field goal for CSUB in the game as it puts the Runners up by 12. Then the shots stopped falling for CSUB and started falling for Portland State. Deontay North-Tippin cuts the lead to 10. Then Deshaun Parsons cuts the lead to 7 with 2:28 to play. Then after free throws, Robinson makes it an 8-point game. Then North gets the loose ball, finished it to make it a 7-point game. Then the Runners by 9 instead of 40 seconds to go. Gengler hitting the 3. And then on this one, an 8-point game, the 3 and the foul makes it a 4-point game. Another 1 or 2 free throws for CSUB, then a tip-in by Deontay North. But the Runners make just enough free throws down the stretch. They win it 81-79. They hold on for the victory. Damian Durham, you saw that shooting performance. He had 28 points, including 7 3-pointers in the Roadrunners' victory over Portland State. A heck of an effort for the Runners' offense. Normally a defensive team, but it's good once in a while to win a shootout. Here's what's coming up for the Roadrunners. They will be back at home this Thursday at noon. That is correct. It's a noon tip-off. The Runners host Bethesda of California at the Icardo Center as it is Education Day with about 3,500. The game is sold out. There's so many school kids coming to this game on field trips. It's actually the second sellout of the year as the Roadrunners host Bethesda. We'll have it tipping off at noon. You can watch it on the Roadrunner Sports Network. We'll also have a live stream on Facebook Live as well. If you got to work and can't make the game, that's how you can catch it on Thursday. So the Roadrunners back at home. Then on to CSB women's basketball. Speaking at home, they pick up a victory, 84-61. Their second in a row at home over Fresno Pacific on Saturday. Addie Walters and Brittany Sims with 14 points each in the win for the Roadrunners. Here's what's coming up for women's basketball. They're going to be on the road. They're going to be at home first on Wednesday. They'll host UC Riverside. 7 o'clock, you can watch that game on the WAC Digital Network. Should be a good chance for the Runners to maybe extend that winning streak to 3 games. And then they're going to go on the road with a pair of games this weekend over Saturday into Monday. They'll be at UC Irvine on Saturday at 2 o'clock. And then they'll be back on the road at Pepperdine. That'll be a Monday, a noontime start there in Malibu for the Roadrunners. So a lot more, you want to use the term, winnable games for CSUB after that very tough early season schedule against some Pac-12 teams. Now the schedule is coming back to them a little bit. They got to go on the road and win, but some very competitive games coming up for the Roadrunners. On to CSUB women's swimming. They hosted Fresno State, as we mentioned earlier, on Saturday morning. Runners led by Paola Hernandez, who won the 100 fly, 100 free, and 200 free, while also anchoring the women's 400 free relay to a win as well. As a team, CSUB fell to Fresno State 183-117. Here's what's coming up for CSUB. They're going to host their annual New Year's Eve meet as they'll be hosting San Jose State at the Hillman Aquatic Center. That will be Saturday, December 31st at 11 a.m. once again at the Hillman Aquatic Center for CSUB women's swimming. So Roadrunners off and going in the winter sports, and of course conference games for men's and women's basketball just less than about a month away. They'll get going here. So important games in the final portion of the non-conference schedule for men's and women's basketball, and of course swimming getting close to their big month of January coming up. The women's team will have, of course, that New Year's Eve meet, and then they're pretty busy into the month of January as well before they get ready for their conference in February. All right, we're going to step away and take a break. When we come back, we're joined by Paola Hernandez as the Runners just coming off 4 victories. We'll talk with her about her great career at CSUB and what's next. Stick around. We'll be back. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
Off the screen, Basil, 2 seconds.
What shall I do to put myself by your side? What shall I do to put myself along by your side?
We're Kern County, and we have a lot in which to be proud. We connect California, power the nation, and confidently charge towards our short and long-term goals. We work hard to make our county a great place to live, learn, and dream. And anyone who calls Kern County home can help make our community stronger, schools better, and futures brighter. Together, let's turn more local dreams into realities so we can make life as it should be. Kern Schools. Together, we have something special.
We strive to achieve excellence through determination and hard work.
We are committed to learning from those around us.
Our professors and peers
our coaches and teammates,
and our opponents.
We compete with integrity and passion.
And we seize our moment when the opportunity arises.
We take pride in our communities.
And believe that we can inspire others
just as they can inspire us.
We may wear different colors, but we share the same purpose.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are
the Western Athletic Conference.
Basil, 2 seconds. Basil for the win!
CSU Bakersfield, champions made here.
What a moment!
Last week on Roadrunner Rundown, head women's soccer coach Gary Kerneen in women's soccer takes over the program and talk all things on the soccer pitch.
I would definitely say, like, being and watching Jen, like, I would also say that Tori's pretty awesome. Like, right after games, like, when Jen's killed it, she comes and she's the first person out there to tell you that you did a good job. And even if it came down to a last-minute banger shot and we ended up losing, like, she will still support you, and she's always got your back, so it's pretty cool.
How many of your friends, your 10 closest friends, are involved in soccer?
Like all of them.
All 100%.
100%?
All of them.
100%?
90.
90%. Wow, that's incredible.
So I can, like, be around my teammates who are all over, like England and Sweden. And it's just, like, really cool to be able to meet people and then go home and then, have a home-cooked meal. And and it's basically having a second family.
Now playing on demand on GoRunners.com. Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. Still to come on the program, Mackenzie Joseph is going to join us, final segment of the show. She's a new member of the athletics team. We'll talk with her about the position as annual fund coordinator, and she's a local product actually coming back to CSUB to work, so we'll chat with her about that coming up last segment of the program. But joined now in studio by Paola Hernandez, coming off a good weekend against Fresno State, women's swimmer, senior, on her final year for CSUB. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Pretty good. Just got off of practice, so tired.
Oh, it's that time of year. We'll get to that. I know most people get to relax this time of year, but not swimming. You guys, this is a pretty brutal stretch. But how's the how are finals going? I know that was going on as well too, right?
Yeah, it's finally over. Like, our coach, Chris Hansen, he didn't know, the timeline we would have with finals. So this meet,
because it's new this year, yeah.
Yeah, it's semester system, so it kind of just all hit us at once. But it's over now, so I'm okay.
So you're done with all of them? No more left? No more finals
I'm
left?
Done.
Oh, awesome. How did you like the first season and semester system? Semester, I guess, as opposed to quarters, that way we should be on.
I didn't feel it at first. I was like, oh, it just feels like quarter system until like it got stretched out, school, and I was like, okay, is this over? Like, where's break? But, yeah.
Nice. Good start to the season. You have 10 wins so far this year, including those 3 individual wins this past weekend, and then the team relay win on Saturday. So you're pretty happy with the way the season's kind of started for you?
Yeah, way better than last season for sure. I think it's just, I don't know what changed, but this year kind of is like my last year.
Yeah.
I wanted to end on a good note, so I'm happy with everything.
Yeah, and it was, 9 races in the regular season last year, so you've already eclipsed that. So has it just been maybe training a little more than last year, or just kind of realizing that the end's in the horizon?
Yeah, like this past summer, I kind of realized a lot of stuff. Like, last time I will ever do this, and it's the real world. And so, I'm kind of just putting it all out there,
Nice.
So.
Solid career so far. You had 4 WAC championships in relays. Women's relay program that's really become a force to deal with in the WAC. What's it been like being a part of that growth of that, especially that relay program?
It's been great. My freshman year, I didn't know what I was in for until, I was at WAC conference and all the senior girls and junior girls were like, all right, we know we're going to win this. Like, we haven't lost last year. And I was like, oh no. So every single year it's been great to be on those relays. And this year it's new, so new girls.
Yeah.
So I'm the one going to say, like, we're going to win this. So it's different.
What do you prefer? I mean, swimming and winning the individual events, or do you enjoy the team part of it?
That's hard. Of course I like racing on my own, but when we get to relays, it's always like, I don't know why, but everyone always swims fast because it's not for yourself, it's for everyone else on the team or the girls that are there with you.
What's that dynamic like? Because it's almost, I mean, it's a team dynamic, but it's like a partnership as well. You have to kind of create with your, you have to kind of create that with your teammates, don't you?
Yeah. At this point, like going into college swimming, because club is way different. You know, it's all just yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get on to college teams, especially this team, like you realize that it's just you're all together for one. You know, so yeah, I think of it more as a team thing. Yeah.
What does it take some time to sort of build that, I guess, trust, and especially this year, you're dealing with a whole new team for the most part. So what's that kind of process like as you sort of try to build a rapport with a new group?
It's a lot of talking to each other. I feel like in the beginning, our first meet, you know, it was kind of just like, all right, we got to figure this out. We have like, I don't know how many girls it was, 15 new girls or something like that. But we all just had to talk to each other and tell them, like, this is what it's going to be like, you know, you got to step it up at this, you know, point. And after A3, I think I really saw that in a lot of the girls. Like, they knew, like, okay, this is what I got to do now.
Sure.
So.
Now you have to be that leader now because you're the senior and they're the younger team, and you had some very vocal people around you in the years before on these relay teams, and now all of a sudden it's you. So how is that for you kind of coming along?
You know, I'm not as much very vocal, but I do like to talk to all the girls individually, you know. And so it's different. I have to put myself out there too, you know, and let them know like where we stand and how to grow together, you know.
Excellent. And again, that relay program has been solid. 4 championships for you, and it's several different lengths. You had so many race wins, whether it be the individuals or the teams or the relays. Do you have maybe one victory? Has there been one victory that really sort of stood out to you as one of your favorites so far?
Oh man. What was it? I'm trying to think. That's a hard question. That's a good question.
I know last year's 800 free was pretty solid, right? The relay in the WAC. We were showing some of that on the screen. I mean, you guys seemed to be not surprised that you won, but you were pretty excited about winning that one for some reason. I'm not sure what it was, but you were really seemed really happy about that victory.
Of course, all the relays I love, enjoy, you know. But as an individual event, I guess it would be the events that surprised me the most, you know, where I just dropped a lot of time and was like, oh, what? And so not even conference, just at like regular meets where I look at the time and like, wow, I didn't think I'd be there right now. So those are nice.
Nice. Now, how has your development been like as a swimmer? I mean, you came in 3 years ago, and here you are in your senior season. Looking back, what have you sort of improved upon the most as you kind of look back to freshman Paula coming in and now the senior?
I wish I knew now what I need, like, my freshman year, because I think I know swimming more, you know, like what I need to do for myself to be better. Because my freshman year I came in and was like, oh, you know, I'm just going to throw my arms, whale them, and go fast. But now I know what I need to do, you know, take care of my body, what to eat and all that. So, yeah. What was
the work like in order to improve to get to the point that you're at now? I mean, when you come in as a freshman, I know a lot of times people don't think there's that much work involved, or they're used to swimming club where they just show up and swim. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, what's that work been like over the last several years?
Actually acting like an athlete, you know, going to bed on time, which I was terrible at my freshman year. So going to bed, I don't know, 10, is that even a good time? Whenever I could go to sleep early, you know, I would. Or actually like vegetables, I don't like vegetables, but actually eating your vegetables and all that, you know, so taking care of yourself, really, that's the thing.
Is that hard? I mean, given, again, we're talking about you guys practice fairly early. You have studies to get done. You have classes to go to. You have projects at home. I mean, is that in that sleep aspect? Is that tough to try to go to bed at a decent hour? We've got so much to do.
Yeah, that is definitely tough because, you know, especially like having to plan your day ahead of time. And it's like, okay, you have morning practice from 5 to 6, and then you got class. So you have to plan your food too, like your breakfast and everything. So everything's like planning.
Yeah. Paola Hernandez joining us here on Roadrunner Rundown. And there's not much of a break in your season. You just mentioned you guys had practice this morning. I know you have this is that kind of winter training period that you guys open up, right? With the men's team and Coach Hansen and company. So what's this sort of period like, especially as you're getting out of class now and you're getting into a break? You guys really don't break very much. What's this stretch sort of like for you?
Every year we have to prepare ourselves and tell everyone, like, this is going to be a brutal month, you know? But it's just swimming every day, twice a day, and I don't know how to explain it. Winter training, it's like
a boot camp, right?
It's
in the
a
middle of
boot
the year?
camp, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically boot camp because you just eat, sleep, and swim. That's about it. And just, man, I just remember the years past just laying down in bed and just like looking at myself like, oh no, it's tiring.
So this is the last one you have to go through, though. So I guess that's good and bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what do you guys focus on this time of the year? I mean, you have that December 31st meet coming up, and then some things in January. But obviously February, late February is the WAC championships where you're really kind of zeroed in on. So what do you sort of work on right now in this month when you're maybe not as competing as much?
Well, before winter, it's more yardage and, working your cardio and all that, like conditioning. And then now it's the time where we kind of go into our specialized strokes and work on technique and drills. And, yeah, that's all we work on mostly. I mean, we're still going to go hard and do yardage, but we're going to focus on what we need to individually.
Nice. What has college been the hardest that you've had to work as a student athlete? I mean, how big of a difference was it between maybe previous club and high school experience to now your time in college?
I will admit in high school, I wasn't academics-wise, I was like, oh, God, lazy. And then college was a wake-up call, It's like you gotta perform your best and also be an student, So that was the biggest thing for me, I guess, knowing how to juggle everything.
Yeah. Has it helped to have a little more, I mean, as part of that too, at least with college, there's a little more support now for you to be able to come in and to whether you're going to the Kegley Center or going somewhere and being able to have study halls and tutoring and stuff like that. So do you feel like you've got a few more resources at your disposal now to help you through?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can't get lazy either. With the keg and everything, our study hall hours, it keeps me on track, so I'm thankful for that. Now I've learned to do that all on my own, but my freshman year it wasn't like that, know? So I'm glad that we get tutors and all that because that really did help.
Is that one of the things that you as the senior now can kind of pass on to the freshmen coming in and say, okay, look, here's what you need to do?
Oh, yeah. I've told them that my freshman year wasn't the greatest, and I'm telling them, don't do the same thing I did, you're just going to make it worse for yourself.
Right.
So.
And then on the competition side, so you come in from your hometown of Lompoc and you come into Bakersfield and you start swimming at the college level. Was there maybe a moment in the pool as an athlete, maybe you're lining up, you're on the blocks, whatever, that you were kind of maybe intimidated or sort of felt like, here we go, this is college swimming?
I don't think I ever felt that way because my club coach, because I swam with Santa Maria Swim Club, they kind of prepared me for this. My coach, he talked to us about colleges and he put us in those positions. We're in dual meets against other club teams.
Oh, gotcha.
So I was prepared for this, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And then why? I mean, for you out of high school, out of club, you won CIF championships. You were successful in club. What was it about CESUB that made you say, I'm gonna come here?
The team, for sure. I went on a couple other unofficial and official trips, and just when I came here, I already knew Michaela Page, and she brought me here and was like, hey, you're going to love it here. Just come visit. And I was like, okay, yeah. And I didn't really hang out with her for a reason on my trip.
Right.
And so I could get to know the team.
Sure.
And, everyone was so friendly and, open to talking to me. And Chris was great, so I immediately was like, yeah.
Do you enjoy the aspect? I mean, you guys are training together with the men's team and things like that. Do you enjoy? And then so it's two teams, but it's one team. I mean, do you enjoy that sort of that combination of the two squads?
Yeah, I know a lot of other colleges don't do that, and so when I came here, I was like, this is perfect because guys can push you too.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I don't know. I train with guys sometimes, and they're always teasing me keep up or whatever, So that just motivates me more.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question. Is there one teammate that maybe it's one that you're female teammates, maybe it's a male teammate that does kind of push you a little harder, or maybe they just push your buttons and it makes you swim faster? Is there one or two out there?
There's a couple out there. Well, everyone, because we're split up into groups, our distance, mid-distance.
Yeah.
And so Chris's group is a mixture. I don't know what we are, but there's a couple of them in there who are always making jokes and stuff, so... there's a lot.
Yeah.
It's not just one person. Yeah.
It's a team. It's a team dynamic. That's good. What's a preparation process like for you? I mean, we see, when people pay really close attention to swimming, like Olympic years and stuff, people see the preparation that swimmers go through to get into a zone. Do you have any tricks or stuff like that you have before a race?
I think it's as soon as I get up on the block, visualization. They talked to us about it before, like picture yourself. I don't know, it's kind of like a weird like Zen moment where you kind of just picture yourself swimming the race. And then, I don't know, just your technique and what you're going to do in that race. Yeah. But as soon as it gets to getting in the water and they say go, like I don't think about it. It's just kind of like beforehand preparation that lets me do that.
No, I mean, and that's actually, I mean, that's it's amazing how many athletes are using that trick now. I mean, I know our former baseball coach, Bill Kernan, was huge into visualization. Like he would make, not really make, but he had pitchers that would, before they started a game, they'd take a bucket, they'd sit on the pitcher's mound, and they'd just stare at home plate. And people would be like, what are they doing? I'm like, well, he's visualizing a start. Yeah. And that's what they were doing. They were thinking, where am I going to pitch, right hand or left hand, or the kind of stuff. And they'd sit and they'd go through the start in their head. And I've heard so many people say, like, that's a major positive trick, is the visualization.
It does help a lot. Like, I didn't think it would. I remember my club coach was the first one to throw me that idea. And he would actually lay us down, close our eyes, and then just relax us and then go over our race. And then he put a timer on and was like, all right, now we're going to do the race. Now pretend you're on the block, and I'm going to say go and time you guys, and raise your hand when you're done with your race. Wow. And so as soon as I was done with my race, I raised my hand, and it's the time that I wanted to go. Wow. So he did that. I was like, okay, maybe this does work, Yeah. Like, so ever since then, I've been doing it.
So you're not like just doing it as your mind's just not going, then your hand's up, and he's like, that's like 38 seconds. There's no way you ran that race. No. So wow, that's cool. That's a big part. Now, so I mean, obviously, so much time is spent on the physical side of preparing, and so do you find yourself more on the mental side of preparing, or more on the physical side, or is it kind of a balance?
It's a balance. I think swimming's very mental. Like, you could break yourself down so easily. If every day you go into practice like, oh, God, you're in your head the whole entire practice. So you're just going to make it worse for yourself. Yeah. So, but physical side, too, you need to be at your best all the time. Yeah.
We know the coaches push this team very hard. What about, I mean, and we kind of talk about the team, but, I mean, the team seems to respond to, the coaches coaching and their motivation to get you guys to get through months like this when you're really, really busy.
Yeah, they've been great about that. They always push us and tell us, like, beforehand, this is what's going to happen, prepare yourself. And then they rely on the captains, too, to enforce that. So the captains and the coaches working together is kind of
That's key. Awesome. What, have you had that, what have been some of your favorite moments, just in general? I mean, with the team, I mean, whether it's been in a competition or practice, I mean, have you had, how many moments have you really enjoyed? I mean, have you had like a couple favorite moments of your time here at CSUB?
Another hard question. Yeah, I mean, there's been so many moments in and out of the pool. Like, I love this team, I'm going to be so sad to leave, but I don't know, that's hard. There's been many moments in the pool where we all just, I don't know, after a meet, I don't know what meet it was, where we all did really good and we were just all going crazy for some reason. Like, it's those moments, where we're just all together going crazy.
And it's got to help, too, to have, we talked about the sort of the two teams as one, but you guys are swimming, but maybe the men aren't, but they're all still there. I mean, making it kind of a team celebration.
Yeah, I remember last year, actually. The guys started doing that Hawaiian, dance, something in between our break against San Jose last year. That was hilarious. But yeah, they're always there supporting us, and same for us, to them. Yeah.
You have a meet coming up on New Year's Eve against San Jose State. You guys, you swam pretty well against Fresno State. I mean, you had the 3 victories and then 4 with the relay win. What are you kind of expecting against San Jose State coming up on the 31st? And what are some of your goals in that meet?
They're a tough team. At A3 or Invitational, I watch them swim, and they are fast. They're getting faster, too, so they're growing as a team. So I don't think this Fresno meet was our best. All our girls didn't show up, so hopefully at San Jose, I'm hoping that everyone will show up and swim fast, and then we'll probably do great if that happens.
What was it, getting that win? Again, we talked so much about the new teammates in the relay. To get the win against Fresno the other day in that relay, was that kind of an important stepping moment for the development of this new sort of relay team?
Yeah, especially Chris said it too after when we were done. He was like, that really was probably the fastest this year. Like, I'm happy with it, you know. I mean, we want it to be faster,
right?
But that's good for now, you know.
Yeah.
Like, that's a good spot to be in.
It amazes me how, I mean, I guess it's part of the coach's job, but how just off the top of his head or any coach, they know exactly where your time should be, what your time, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just know without looking that, yeah, that was a good time or that was a top 10 time in CSUB. Like, it's kind of amazing how they keep all those numbers in their head.
Yeah, like I remember finishing at A3 for, I don't know, 100 fly or something like that, and Chris was like, hey, that's top 5, I think, good job. And I was like, what? Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's got it all stashed away in his own record book in his head somewhere. All right, more with Paola Hernandez when we get back. We'll talk a little bit about where you go from here, because you got a couple months left, and then your swimming career is finished at CSUB, so we'll talk about that. Also, we got McKenzie Joseph joining us in the final segment of the program. Back with more. This is Roadrunner Rundown.
A masterpiece of intelligence awaits you with technologies no car has ever offered. This is the all-new 2017 E-Class from Mercedes-Benz. This new E-Class is clearly the most technologically sophisticated vehicle developed, with innovations that enhance efficiency, safety, and comfort, including the world's first fully integral car-to-X communications, providing information well in advance of imminent danger. This new E-Class carries Mercedes-Benz tradition well into the future, and you can see the all-new 2017 E-Class today at Mercedes-Benz of Bakersfield.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes, we're developing tomorrow's leaders. From lessons learned during competition, for more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Off the screen, Basil, 2 seconds. Basil for the win!
CSU Bakersfield, champions made here.
Last week on Roadrunner Rundown, head women's soccer coach Gary Kerneen in women's soccer takes over the program and talk all things on the soccer pitch.
I would definitely say, like, being and watching Jen, like, I would also say that Tori's pretty awesome. Like, right after games, like, when Jen's killed it, she comes and she's the first person out there to tell you that you did a good job. And even if it came down to a last-minute banger shot and we ended up losing, like, she will still support you, and she's always got your back, so it's pretty cool.
How many of your friends, your 10 closest friends, are involved in soccer?
Like all of them.
All 100%.
100%?
All of them.
100%? 90%. Wow, that's incredible.
So I can, be around my teammates who are all over, England and Sweden. And it's just, really cool to be able to meet people and then go home and then, have a home-cooked meal. And and it's basically having a second family.
Now playing on demand on gorunners.com. Welcome back here at Roadrunner Rundown. Paola Hernandez on the program with us. CSUB Women's Swimming, a senior coming off a nice weekend against Fresno State. Now getting ready for the December 31st meet against San Jose State at the Hillman Aquatic Center. And then, of course, January into February when it gets close to the conference time, important time. We were talking a lot about your development here and your time at CSUB. When did you actually start swimming? Like, when was your first sort of exposure to competitive swimming?
Well, my first... Okay, where did it start off with? when I was younger, Guppies, you know, that whole thing,
Right.
and the YMCA. And then from the YMCA, they have a team called the Gators. So I started a YMCA around like 7 years old.
Wow.
And then ever since then, that's the only sport I've ever done.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it really got serious until high school when I switched over to Santa Maria Swim Club, because they are, you know, the gold standard. I don't know. They're ranked something for clubs, like a good. So that's where I went to. And then, yeah.
So no other sports. I mean, I know your dad played professional soccer in Mexico, right? But there was never like, he didn't say, hey, how about soccer?
I'm not sure if he ever. I think he wanted me to play soccer. Like, my whole family's a soccer family, and they all somehow like played pro a little bit.
Right.
And so everyone wanted to push me to that, but for some reason I fell into swimming and just stayed there. My mom, I remember the specific time my mom's like, all right, this is the time to pick. Do you want to do any other sports or swimming? And I was like, I'll stick to swimming, you know.
Were your parents kind of that, like, I mean, with the club, especially once the club thing started, I mean, was there a ton of travel involved? Were they like club parents that were on the road every weekend and that kind of stuff?
It's a big responsibility, you know, especially swim meets. They always have you traveling, and then they have to sit there for 6 hours, however long. Club swim meets are so long. It's from morning to all the way at like 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And then if it's a finals and prelim sort of thing, they're all day, you know. So thank you, parents.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I don't think people realize it, and you go back, especially now when it's the high school system's a little different, and when you're competing at the high school level, they're usually a little quicker, the meets are faster. But that club thing, I mean, it takes up, whether it's swimming, whether it's soccer, whether it's whatever, it takes up so much of the parents' time, because you guys got to get there somehow, and you can't drive when you're 14, so they've got to, you know, they have to. There's a lot of investment into that.
Yeah, there was, man, because I lived in Lompoc, and so it was a 30-minute drive in the mornings and afternoons from high school to practice.
Wow.
Yeah, so they would spend a lot of money, I know for sure, on gas, and it just, swim meets, there's so much that they've done, you know, that it's crazy. I don't really think about it too much, you know, but when I do, it's like, wow.
Yeah, you kind of take it for granted. But yeah, I mean, I've heard stories too where whether it was a soccer player who lived in one part of Southern California, but his club team was an hour and change away with traffic every day, or however many days a week they had to practice, you know, mom had to make that drive. And so, yeah, I don't think people realize how much really goes into that. And good news is it's paid off for you. You're here at CSUB having a good career. When did you kind of feel like you could swim at the next level? Was it when you started with the club, when you thought, okay, I can do something with this and, you know, go to college?
Yeah, you know, I never thought about swimming and going to college until I went to that Santa Maria Swim Club, and they told me, like, yeah, we've had so many other swimmers go to colleges, like San Diego State and all that, and do really good. So I was like, oh, maybe I can too. So, yeah, they're the ones who enforced it into my head. Yeah. Like, that's my only option, you know? So.
What any other interests out there from other schools besides CSUB, and what was the difference that got you here?
Yeah, I just remember the other school that I was debating on was Florida. I forgot what the name, it was so long ago, but they took me out there. The coach was super nice, and just, I was so torn. I think what got me is that I wanted to stay in California, and I love this team atmosphere, and so that's what really got me.
Nice. Your parents still come to things a lot? Yeah, still make the drive?
Whenever they can, because they're dealing with me and my brother now.
Okay.
So they're still dealing with one other athlete, a little kid running around, but they still try and come.
What's your brother into?
Soccer.
Oh, there you go. So your dad got the soccer player.
Yep.
And he's in club now at this level, or?
Yeah, he's actually, I think, nationally ranked or something for 13-year-old. So my dad's happy. Yeah.
There you go. So they're split. So let's talk some school real quick. Majoring in communications and digital media. How's that going?
It's going really well. You know, I still don't know specifically what I want to do, but I know something with graphic design, you know, would be nice. So.
Well, I saw that you were majoring in digital media. I thought maybe like you wanted my job, but I figured you want to actually aim higher.
Oh, no. You know, I don't know what I want to do. Whatever, you know, sparks my interest.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So. All right. Cool. What's the plan after college? I mean, what do you want to do with that, or what do you want to do, you know, after this is all done in a few months for you?
I've actually been thinking. Well, I have to think about that a lot now, but I maybe staying here one more year, you know, and trying to internships somehow, or maybe travel to another school and be a coach for their team and try my undergrad somewhere else, or just go into the field and just find what I want. You know?
I know you talked earlier about Michaela Page. She stuck around for a bit, kind of helped out coach a little bit. How'd that go?
Yeah, she's still coaching us every once in a while, so that's kind of cool. I don't know exactly what she's trying to do yet, but, you know, I hope it goes.
There's an option, yeah, exactly. You know, how will swimming maybe fit in, or will it fit in? I mean, will you consider still, like, you know, are you still gonna be one of those people with swimming laps in the pool, like, or are you just gonna be like, all right, I'm done with it, you know?
I don't like running or anything else, so I'm gonna stick to swimming, you know. And I don't know. Chris even asked me, like, "Are you gonna keep swimming in the summer?" And I was like, maybe, you know. So that's an option.
Yeah, it will be hard to give it up. I mean, we were talking a couple weeks ago with Coleman Hammond about wrestling and the same thing, and he had all these plans for what he wants to do, and I said, "Well, how's wrestling gonna fit?" And he goes, "I don't know, but I'm gonna have to." Like you said, I'm gonna have to beat somebody up at some point, you know, like he just because he wants that competition. I mean, will it be easy for you to maybe give it up, or will you be like, okay, I gotta swim?
Absolutely not. It's not going to be easy to give up, honestly. You know, I've done this for so long. It's all I know, you know? So we'll see how that goes, because once we get there, I'm going to be like, you know? So.
Well, we talked a little bit, I know, about some of your memories with the team and stuff. What about just in CSUB in general? I mean, when you look back, what will you remember most about your time at CSUB overall?
The friendships, I guess, you know. Well, I just remember vividly, like, my freshman year coming in, she's my teammate, Sarah, you know, we clicked immediately. And I think that's why, you know, I loved my freshman year, because we always goof around, you know, maybe not, you know, the best goofing around because we needed to be focused, but it was fun, you know, like, and other people, of course, who have stuck around, you know, and just a lot of people.
What would kind of be your sales pitch, I guess you can say, to people that are considering, maybe they were like you, maybe they had a school over here, they have a school over here, and they're thinking, you know, I'm not sure what would be kind of your sales pitch to say, hey, you should come here to swim and compete?
It's always the same thing, you know. It's because we're a family, you know, and I feel like I say that way too often, and our team says that way too often, but it's true, you know. I've had so many situations where I needed someone to be there for me, and always someone was there, you know, like on women's or men's side of the team. They were there, and I know Chris Hansen's been there so much for me, you know, like my freshman year, some things happened, and he was like, well, we'll take care of you, don't worry about it. And so really, everyone's looking out for you.
Are you able to kind of keep, because especially with some of the international, you know, athletes on the team, and they leave and then everyone kind of goes their separate ways, are you able to still kind of keep touch? Because if you do build these great relationships, and then every 4 years, you know, or every couple years, people rotate out. So, I mean, do you still able to, you know, keep touch with them for the most part?
You know, it's hard to keep in touch, but, you know, every once in a while there's a Snapchat, or, you know, like Delise, she lives in Florida, and she still Snapchats us, and she's like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And, you know, it's so every once in a while. Yeah.
Especially those teammates like that you won championships with, and then again, it just kind of moves on, and you got to move on as well. But no, it is definitely a family atmosphere, and I'm glad that's something that you're going to remember about CSUB for sure. Well, good luck to you. I know you got a couple big months coming up, and then like you said, the real world.
The real world. Yeah.
I figure out what to do, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. So congrats on a good start to the season. Good luck on New Year's Eve against San Jose State, and of course we'll be watching as you get closer to WAC, and hopefully you win a couple more relay championships.
That'd be nice.
We're like the team. We're like people like the relay. The women's relays are no joke. I think people fear CSUB now, so that's good.
They better.
That's right. All right, Paola Hernandez, thanks for joining us on the program. We're going to step away, folks. When we come back, McKenzie Joseph's going to join us. She's our new athletics annual fund coordinator. We'll chat with her. She's actually a Bakersfield native coming back to CSUB to work in athletics. We'll talk with her about that next. Stick around. It's Roadrunner Rundown.
Off the screen, Basil, 2 seconds.
What shall I do to put myself by your side? What shall I do to put myself along by your side?
For more than 75 years, Current Schools has been helping local people achieve local dreams. We have watched piggy banks emptied to reward a job well done, supported our teams, and tried our best to make life a little easier. We have been there when friends become parents, buy their family's first car, and build a home with a life to match, just like it was dreamed to be. Beyond dollars and cents is our pride of Kern County and the people who make it such a great place to call home. Together, let's turn more local dreams into realities so we can make life as it should be. Current Schools. Together, we have something special.
Introducing TBC Mobile from the Bakersfield, California. The most complete news, sports, weather, video, opinion, and lifestyle coverage in Bakersfield and Kern County. It's the easiest way to stay up to date on all things local while on the go. Read it on your smartphone or tablet. Download now by searching Bakersfield Californian in the Apple, Google, and Amazon app stores.
We strive to achieve excellence through determination and hard work.
We are committed to learning from those around us,
our professors and peers,
our coaches and teammates,
and our opponents.
We compete with integrity and passion.
And we seize our moment when the opportunity arises.
We take pride in our communities.
And believe that we can inspire others
just as they can inspire us.
We may wear different colors, but we share the same purpose.
We learn, we compete, we inspire.
We are
the Western Athletic Conference.
The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund creates educational opportunities for over 300 student athletes at CSUB. By becoming a member and donating to the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, you're not only helping the Roadrunners fund the scholarship needs of our teams, you're investing in the future. The Roadrunner Scholarship Fund isn't just developing student athletes. We're developing tomorrow's leaders from lessons learned during competition. For more information, log on to gorunners.com/donate and become a member of the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund.
Off the screen, Basil, 2 seconds. Basil for the win!
CSU Bakersfield, champions made here.
Welcome back to Roadrunner Rundown. My thanks to Paola Hernandez joining us in the last couple segments. Great swimming story. If you missed any of that, you can get it online a little bit later. GoRunners.com on demand. And you can also go to GoRunners.com/rundown, and all the shows are there from this past season 4. So more to come, and thanks for joining us. And now joining us on the program, the new member of the team, McKenzie Joseph, joins us on the show, our new athletics annual fund coordinator. Did I get that right?
It's a mouthful, yes.
It is, absolutely. Yes. But welcome in. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here.
Welcome back home, too. You got a chance to move back to Bakersfield.
Yes, I'm back home. I was born and raised here. I'm a Bakersfield kid through and through. Dad's in oil, mom's in real estate.
Nice.
Yeah, happy to be home.
Right on. So you were at, I know you were, you went to Centennial High School locally, and you were a student athlete. You played softball. Then you went to Colorado State Pueblo, where you played softball as well. And then were you working there as well before you came here?
Yes, so I was interning with that athletic department.
Okay.
I did 2 years in the marketing part of the athletic department. So I did events and promotions, a lot of the halftime stuff.
Yeah.
And football was huge at my school. So
Sure.
I got to be a part of all the home football games, which was a lot of fun.
So what made you say, like, all right, enough marketing, I'm gonna go into fundraising now? Like, what was that kind of switch for you?
Well, initially my switch out of college was I became a project manager. And so that just was a whole load of skills that I learned. And then I kind of got into it for a couple years and realized, I want to do something I love, and I wasn't finding that. And then I just came across this job posting, and it felt right. And sure enough, when I came to the campus and met everyone, it was a great fit.
Well, and again, being a former student athlete yourself, I mean, was it nice to sort of return to college athletics?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's such a special place to be, and I feel like CSUB is a special place to be right now.
Yeah.
I had no idea how much the campus is growing and athletics is growing. It's very exciting, and that's what I'm at. I'm at all the games, and that's technically work, and that doesn't feel like work. And that's something that's very exciting because it's something I love.
Is it for you as a person who lived here and grew up a little bit around CSUB and then to come back, were you kind of surprised at how, I guess, even everything from the perception of the university has changed in town to really the actual, footprint and the growth of the university as well?
Yeah, I was extremely surprised. That's why I wasn't. My first time on campus was when I came to turn in my job application,
wow.
which is crazy to look back at it now. But I think it's exciting that hopefully kids growing up in Bakersfield now, CSUB is going to be something that they do know well and they are a part of and they grow up with.
Nice. What when you played softball, what position did you play in softball?
I played first base.
Oh, okay, nice. And what was your career like, in college at Colorado Pueblo?
It was good. I had my freshman year, it was a little bit of a rough start getting used to, getting away from home. And then I just fell into it and loved it. My junior, senior year were standout, and I had a great time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now you get a chance to come back to college athletics, work as an annual fund coordinator. So first of all, what does that entail, and what will you be doing for the athletics department?
So the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund is really my main priority. And so a lot of it is our current donors, keeping them happy, and my responsibility is to bring in some new people. And that's something that's very exciting. I'm excited to engage the community of Bakersfield, and I'm up for the challenge. And I think that Bakersfield's such a special place and such a special community that they'll rally around our athletic department and our campus as a whole. We just need to reach out to them. And
do you think it helps a little bit that you're local? Because they're big. I mean, people are big around that.
Yes,
around here.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you get someone that maybe comes and asks them to donate, and they're, somebody who's not from here. But if you're from here, is that going to help you a little bit, you think?
I think it's going to help a lot. It's already, I'm out at events, and I see people I've known my entire life who are big members of the community. And I think being able to say I was born and raised here gives me a big advantage.
Yeah, that's cool. What are some of the goals as you sort of look forward to this first year or so on the job? Like, what are some of the goals that you sort of have for the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund?
I would say I'm going to try and bring in a bit of a younger crowd. We have great supporters already, and I think my main goal, I'm going to try and expand and see young professionals here in town. That's going to be my number one goal, I think.
Nice. What you were working at? Was it a local company you were working with, project manager wise? So what did that kind of? You said it brought you a lot of skills. I mean, what sort of those skills sort of helped to apply to being somebody who's going to relate to the community quite a bit?
Well, a lot of my project management job is I worked with manufacturers and customers. So I was in the project from start to finish. So I learned a lot of detail, a lot of being on time. Communication skills grew a lot. I was a comm major and I was an athlete, but being in the real world is a lot different. And I think 2 years there grew my skills a lot. I learned a lot. And then I was the warehouse manager as well, because they had a Bakersfield warehouse. Okay. So I managed up to about 20 men back in the warehouse. Nice. And so that was probably my biggest learning experience. It was kind of an experiment, I guess you could say, because I had been teammates and I was a captain of my team, but managing adults is a little different.
Now, when you had a chance to come back to Bakersfield, was that a kind of a career goal? Were you one of those people that was happy to get out and wanted to stay out for a while, or after you were gone for a while, were you like, okay, maybe I can find something I can go back home to?
Yeah, I was excited to leave when I did. Do a new adventure. But my whole family's here, and I'm very family-oriented. We have Sunday dinner together every Sunday. So you start to miss that. At first, it's exciting being away, but I started to miss it, and I was happy to come home, and I'm happy to be home.
Yeah, I know you just kind of started a few weeks back, but what have you enjoyed so far about being on campus and working with CSUB Athletics?
I would say the events are a blast. I think that's just a huge perk, being able to be at all the games. I'm very excited to work with all the coaches and all the players, I think, as well as the community as a whole. But I'm very excited to work with the coaches and see what their visions are for their team and the scholarship fund, and really working with them, because I think we have a lot that we can agree on and a lot we could grow together with.
What's it been like with? I mean, you also come into a situation where you've got to be the person, like you said, to keep donors happy, but you don't even know these people yet.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of people you have to meet. I mean, and I guess I I don't know what the trick is. They're all going to remember your name probably,
Yeah.
but you've got to try to remember. I mean, but you probably have a lot of people you've got to meet here in the next weeks and months.
I've met, I can't even tell you how many people. I'm starting to get faces.
Yeah.
And that's number one. Just recognizing when you make eye contact with someone.
Right.
And just being friendly.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to take a little while, but we have a lot of regulars at the games and stuff. So those ones are going to be my easy ones.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Josiah, we engage in the community a lot already, and this is week 2.
Yeah.
So there's people outside of the events that I meet that I need to network with.
Yeah.
And so that's what we have a meeting every Monday morning. Him and I, we talk about goals for the week. And part of my goals is I got to get names down. Names down. I'm really starting on campus is my goal.
Okay.
To get my coaches, get everyone in the office down, and then games. And then slowly I think it's going to start.
When you guys start engaging the community, I mean, do you have maybe new ideas, things you want to do to try to get out there a little bit more and present the Roadrunner Scholarship Fund, like you said, to a younger audience and a different group of donors?
Yeah, I'm attending the Bakersfield Young Professionals.
Okay.
They have a holiday mixer this Thursday,
Yeah.
so I'll be there Thursday evening. They have quite a few events in town, so I'm going to be going there. We talked about some professional development opportunities, so really going to be getting out there, and I would really like to be out in the community as much as possible.
Yeah.
So.
What about? I mean, there's so many the cool part about with our student athletes is the stories, and you get. I mean, have you had a chance to really interact with any of them yet, and hear some of what they have that helps kind of promote the scholarship fund?
Well, actually, yesterday we went to the jockey club. We had 4 of our student athletes, and I was able to hear a couple of their stories. And you know, it's just you could look around in the room as these coaches are talking about these athletes, and everyone's moved. Yeah. And that's why I think athletics is and student athletes as a whole, it's such a special thing to be a part of. Every student athlete has a story and a struggle, and what it takes to get through being a collegiate student athlete. I think that it brings out the best in people. I haven't been able to work a lot with the athletes yet. Right. Right now I'm a lot with the coaches, but I'm excited. We're going to have thank you card signing here coming up that I'll get to start working with the athletes more. Nice. And I'm very excited.
Yeah, no, it'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, we have some of the other events that we have coming up that always we were talking about working the events. Now, Thursday, we have a very crazy basketball game set up for you talking about a younger audience. We're not like 3,500 middle school kids, elementary and middle school kids. But those are the kind of opportunities that I guess in the long run do pay off for you guys, because these are kids that we hope will come back in years to come, and this might be their first exposure to CSUB basketball on the campus. But then, maybe 20 years down the road, those are the kids telling the stories. Hey, my first time coming here was when I came on a field trip and I watched them, watched the men's basketball team, and then I kept going, and now, I'm a donor or whatever. They kind of that helps build that connection, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think that if we can get the kids excited, and another thing, Bakersfield's a very special community, and I know this firsthand. Parents will do anything to make their kids star athletes. Yeah. I mean, student athletes as a whole. Right. But I mean, there are so many camps and clinics in town. Right. My cousin, he would go to strength and conditioning, and then hitting practice and pitching practice, and I mean, it's unbelievable what the parents will do to make their kids successful. Right. And I think if we can get the kids excited, the parents are going to be excited. Yeah. And it's just going to make the community better and our university better.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for joining us. And folks can get your information on GoRunners.com, and they can contact you, and then you'll remember their name very soon.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know how you guys do it. I'm telling you, I don't. I'm terrible with names. That's like my secret. People want, hey, Corey, how you doing?
Yeah. You just gotta smile and
man, good to see you. Yep. And it's not like I don't. And I remember faces forever, but I can't remember everybody's name. So it's like
it's hard when you're the one person that's meeting everyone. They're all gonna remember you.
Right, exactly. And I'm like, don't quiz me. But no, thanks for joining us, and
thank you very
good luck.
Thank you.
All right, that'll do it for us, folks. Get the show anytime on demand at GoRunners.com, and you can get previous editions of the program as well. My thanks to Paola Hernandez for joining us, as well as McKenzie Joseph. Don't forget, men's basketball Thursday. It'll be at noon at the Icardo Center. You can't get a ticket. We sold out. All the kids took all the tickets, but you can watch it on the Roadrunner Sports Network. We'll have a live feed on Facebook Live as well. Women's basketball on Wednesday. On Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, they are hosting UC Riverside at the Icardo Center as well, so get out to that. Follow us us again on Facebook at facebook.com/CSUB Roadrunners, on Twitter and Instagram at CSUB Athletics. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one. This has been Roadrunner Rundown.
Off the screen, Basil, 2 seconds.